episode of Ask Me Anything with me, JJ Barnes. Now, you might notice that my voice is significantly better this week. Last week, I was very kindly told off by a few people for pushing myself and making videos when I was clearly not well enough, and you were, by the way, you were completely right, and it was really, really sweet and really loving and caring that people were so worried and took the time to, you know, check in on me and tell me not to push myself. So I am back and normal service should resume now, because as you can hear, I am talking almost entirely normally now, and my throat doesn't hurt. I've just got a bit like a horsey bit left, but mostly I am completely fine now, so I get to go back to doing a normal Ask Me Anything. I have here all the questions. I got quite a lot this week actually. Yeah, so my bag of questions here is pretty full. So I guess I'll just crack straight on, because yeah, why waste time? Okay. Question 1. What movie should have a sequel? Hollowhead. Yeah. I don't know really. It's an interesting question, because I watch loads of films that I really love, right? And then they make a sequel. So like Dirty Dancing 2 and Grease 2. You know what I mean? And I'm like, really? It should have just been left alone. But then you have other films like Terminator. Terminator 2 is the superior film, in my opinion. Speed 2, not the superior film. So I kind of feel like, yeah, sometimes sequels can be brilliant. You know what I mean? Like, they can. I really enjoyed Scream 2. And I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Great films. You know, I like Goofy, so just accept it. But there are other films, as I say, where it kind of ruins it. So I kind of feel like if you wish a sequel on a film that doesn't have one, then it might ruin it a little bit. Well, it doesn't ruin it, because the original still exists. It's not like it takes it away, but it just, I feel like maybe if a film doesn't have a sequel, that it's okay, and yeah, maybe it's just better that way, and the writers wrote a singular story and they kept it as a singular story, and that's fine. So I'm gonna say none. Unless they're making one, and I'm sure it will be excellent, because I like to support all people in the film industry. Alright. When you feel sad, what cheers you up? A big old cry. I'm very emotional. If I'm really sad and I'm like trying to hold my shit together, and I'm like, I've got stuff to do, and I've got, you know, a job and kids and responsibilities, and I try to bottle it all up and just cope with it and be a grown-up and respect the people around me, don't necessarily want to deal with my personal emotional crisis. Eventually, right, it all comes out, and then I have a really big sigh, a really big cry, and let it all out, and it kind of explodes out of me, and it's very cathartic. So when I'm really sad, crying helps me. Also wine. Do you like dark chocolate? Not particularly. I like it in some things. Like, you know when you have like, some things have got like a dark chocolate crust or something, then yeah, that's fine. But I wouldn't ever eat pieces of dark chocolate. It doesn't appeal to me like that. I like milk chocolate and white chocolate. The bad, unhealthy chocolate, basically. Okay. If you got famous as an actress and no one cared for your books, would you be happy? No. Like, I know you're like, oh, you should be happy, like fame and fortune, but I don't want to be an actress. I really don't enjoy acting. I really don't enjoy acting. I found it, because I acted in Hollowhead, and I'm one of the main characters, and it came about like by circumstance, not design. Because we had to move like a cast member dropped out, and it was a week before filming, and we had to move people around, and we had no one to fill in last minute, so I did it. I stepped up and was all like, I shall play Bethany. And like, don't get me wrong, in some ways it was really fun, and I'm really glad I did it, and I learned a lot, and I'm more capable than I would have given myself credit for. I wouldn't have thought I could act at all, and I'm not saying I'm a good actor, like, I'm not, but I'm alright, you know what I mean? Like, you don't look at my scenes and be like, that is the weird one. Like, I'm alright. But I don't enjoy it. It frightens me. It scares me. I'm not a comfortable, natural performer. I had a good time in a lot of ways, and I'm really glad I did it. But I wouldn't choose it as a career, ever. I don't want to do that. But I do want to write. And I think if the only chance I had to make good money and give my kids the life they want and deserve was by acting, like, I'd do it. Because I want to do that. I want to give my kids a good life. But I would be very stressed all the time. Very, very stressed and very scared because I don't like acting. It gets me I get all sweaty and anxious. But writing is my joy. So I would really, 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 really much rather make a good living from my writing than ever needing to. I don't want to act again. That is like out of circumstances, not out of desire. Okay. What's the nicest and most luxurious hotel you have stayed in? I stayed in a hotel in Windermere. And oh my gosh, what's it called? Like the seafront or the bay view or something. It's on the lake in Windermere. And it's just beautiful. Just so beautiful. And I also stayed in a hotel in Cardiff in the city centre. And we stayed in the penthouse. It was not me paying for it, it was filming. And like, it was the accommodation. We're really lucky. Just the most stunning, massive suite with bedrooms and bathrooms and like a big living room and a big dining room and huge windows looking out over Cardiff. Like, honestly, stunning hotel. So I've stayed in a couple of really nice places. I've also stayed in some real shithole dives as well. But, you know, such is life. Okay. If money and practicality weren't a problem, what would be the most interesting way to get around town? Unicorn. I think that'd be fun. Or hoverboard. Unicycle. I'm gonna go unicorn. My kids would be very impressed if I was riding around town on a unicorn. Okay. Oh, it's getting so warm up here. Oh, my stupid hair. Honestly. Okay. What type of title makes everyone buy or read a book? Hey, you tell me. I can't get enough people to read mine. Don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful to the people who do. But I want more people to read my book. So you tell me what kind of title can I give my book that will make everyone read them? I'd like to know. I'm trying to sell books too. Alright. One or two more. Okay. Who do you miss talking to? My grandmother. I loved my grandma. My grandma was cool. She was very feisty and very strong and very determined and pig-headed. And she had no truck with nonsense. None at all. And she would tell you exactly what she thought. Exactly what she thought. When I told her that my first daughter, like, I took her to meet her and it was like, you know, little baby. And she's like, oh, what's her name? I said, Rose. She's like, I don't care for that name. She says, what's her middle name? I said, Elizabeth. She's like, I shall call her Elizabeth. I don't like the name Rose. I'm like, all right, fair enough. I mean, at least you've been honest. I like that. I was like, fair enough. Okay, one more and then I'm done. Mostly because I'm sweating like a blooming beast. Okay. Are you the main character in your own story? What a great question. Yeah. If I am the protagonist in my story, I'm driven, I'm motivated, I have a goal, I'm facing challenges and obstacles, I'm having to overcome my own like internal conflicts and self-doubt and insecurities and challenges that life is throwing at me. And yeah, if you wanted a story about a woman who's like striving to make her way in the world and be a successful writer and inspire other people and help other people along the way, then I think that I am. Yeah. That's a really good question. I really like questions. It's really interesting. So thank you very much for joining me for another episode of Ask Me Anything. I'll be back again next Monday. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. On Wednesday and Friday I'm putting out writing advice, and other stuff will go out too. And you can go to my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk, and over there you'll find links to all of my work. My website needs a redo actually. It needs a bit of updating, so I might do that later. And you can comment if you want any questions to go in here, or find me on social media. Or I have an Ask FM account where I get loads of anonymous questions. I get them, I put them all in the bag, and then, yeah, find out what comes up. So thank you very much for being here, and I'll be back again soon. Bye!